So it turns out that farmers in Africa are using their cell phones to test the soil microbiology at their farms. We were using our cell phones to test microbiology at our farm, and I didn't even know it. So if you happen to catch the interview that I had done with Matt Slaughter, founder of Earth Fort Science, Soil Science Laboratory, if you haven't, check out the video. We were talking about a range of topics relating to soil biology, fertility, cultivation. And towards the end of the interview, he brought up this new piece of cell phone technology for soil microbiology testing.
We have developed, in collaboration with another group, a way to test your bacteria and fungi in real time using a cell phone.
What?
Yeah, I know, you're going to be excited.
He teased it with that, and then we leaned into this conversation about the microbiometer.
My mother was an incredible entrepreneur and planner. Her ultimate vision was that a lot of the farming and a lot of the poverty around the world is in global South countries, right? And if you could bring them access to data and technology that would help them both decrease the amount of chemicals we're throwing on the earth and increase their profitability, right? It would do a lot to improve the health of the planet, the health of the people who eat the food on the planet, and also the financial viability of farming, because so many people around the world are farmers.
So the microbiometer is a new field test kit to test soil microbiology. So why do we want to test soil microbiology? Well, if you've been watching our videos and you understand that the ongoing theme for us is biology, unlocking the fertility, understanding the biology in your soil is mission critical. So how do we test the biology in the soil? Well, prior to the microbiometer, we were taking soil samples and sending it off to a lab like Earth Fort, and they're doing the fungal, bacterial, the ratios, all of the different things that we want to understand in terms of the biology in our soil, and that's at a lab level. But with the microbiometer, farmers all over the world now have been empowered with this technology to test the soil microbiology right at their spot.
Typical agricultural testing in Kenya is it's very expensive. You have to send it to the lab, and it could take 4 to 6, even 8 weeks sometimes to get results back. By the time you send it in, get the results, A, you spend a lot of money, and B, it's too late. I mean, their growing seasons are short. You know, you've got very quick time, and if you have to test 8 weeks before your crop, the soils change a lot in 8 weeks.
For sure, yeah.
So this really allows for, I'm planting today, what's going on, what do I need to do?
So this is really exciting. In fact, it's so exciting that when we got the tool in our facility and started using it, I was a little skeptical in terms of the data. But along comes Matt Slaughter. We have this interview, and he tells us about how excited he is about the accuracy and the usefulness of this data. And it's sort of blown things wide open for us. Now we're testing soil in a way that we weren't testing it before, and we think this is going to be a process that if you're interested in understanding the microbiology in your own soil, this is just really cool tech.
The thing that came out is this very cool lunchbox looking thing, the microbiometer. It's totally safe. Everything in it is food grade. We tell people not to use the salt, but nothing bad will happen. We sell in 83 countries, and we don't have any problems getting stuff into the EU. Lots of countries have much more stringent rules as to what you can just sort of ship around and give to people. So we're quite lucky.
To save time and money, these microbiometer test kits are being used in Africa, they're being used in Haiti, and countries all over the world where farmers don't have access to soil analysis laboratories that can provide that accurate information about the total bacteria, the total fungi, and the ratio of those two in their soil in order to understand how to change or how to set the course for their fertility programs. Well, for us at our farm, we need the exact same tools. with Matt Slaughter, we went ahead and connected with a farmer down in Africa, and we wanted to understand directly from them the import, the impact, and the significance of this technology and how it's changing the way that they're farming in Africa. So Ken, thank you so much for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Kisumu, Kenya.
So would you say that the microbiometer would be useful for a small-scale farmer as well as a large-scale farmer?
It's useful to all the farmers. The small farmers want to know what's on their shelf so they to use their small farm to get more. The microbiometer is telling them what they need to do. The large-scale farmers also are interested in doing this so that they can also increase the production. So in my scenario, I would say both farmers, the small-scale farmer and big-scale farmer, are all interested and very, very good in the microbiometer.
Okay, so how does it work? Essentially, it's a 20 to 30 minute process where you take a very small soil sample from your garden, from your container, from your soil. You put it in solution. You allow that solution to separate. You then use a little dropper that you put on a card, similar to those pH test strips that you may have seen where there's a different gradation of color that puts you in a pH range. On the microbiometer test cards, it puts you in a range that you then use your cell phone camera to read. It then reads the results from that little card, and it gives you that information that then spits it out into actually a numerological data set that you can then use to understand your total fungi, your total bacteria, and then the ratio between those two. That biology is there to unlock the fertility in the soil to make it bioavailable to your plants. Without the biology, the fertility is not bioavailable to your plants. Having a super robust, healthy fungal and bacterial rhizosphere is going to ensure that your plants have all that fertility, all the nutrients that they need in order to thrive. That's the essence. So a test kit like the microbiometer is giving you that insight, that information as to how healthy a microbiology you have in your soil so that you can ensure that the fertility program that you're running is actually going to be successful.
So we might need the kits to be spread all over, not just in Kisumu, Kenya. We will want to, because we have somebody who was one in Nairobi who bought it from Matthew, and he's using it. It's not using close to us. So we have one that is actually supporting the people in Kisumu. So we will want to get this to go to other part of the counties, like the neighboring counties. We have like Siaya, we have Kakamega, Migori, and all that.
All over the world, the fungal and bacterial counts in the native soil for any farmer is going to vary wildly. You have the Pacific Northwest compared to Australia as two extreme examples in terms of understanding what the fungal or bacterial count is and how wildly different and disparate they're going to be. And to arm farmers in all different quadrants of the world with different soil biology with this technology was empowering farmers to really understand what it was in their native soil as a starting point that would then guide their decisions about how to continue to stoke that biology and what fertility program is going to work hand in hand with that existing soil biology. All right, so hopefully this overview of the microbiometer has given you guys an exciting insight into this new field tech testing that we are using now on the farm on a regular basis. It's definitely been a game changer for us. And if you are interested in anything cultivation related, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're constantly geeking out on cool soil science stuff here. If you are interested in purchasing a microbiometer, in the notes below, there will be a link to the microbiometer website, and you've got a 15% discount code that we will include in the show notes here. So be sure to use that for a discount on your first purchase of a microbiometer, and we will see you on the next video. And until then, let's cultivate.